I'm going to tell you about a very serious situation I came across, and then I'm going to talk about the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending January 18th, 2023. So, the serious situation. I received a phone call from a lady in panic. She was really stressed out. I could hear it in her voice. Basically what happened, she closed on her home, and this was about a month ago. And in less than a month, she's back on the market for sale. Now, in the pre-construction world, where you buy a home pre-construction, so much time passes. It could be years, 2-3 years, and then you close. We see it often that somebody will close and then put their home back on the market, because in that time of waiting to close, so many things can change. That's normal. Some people buy pre-construction with the sole goal of closing and then selling it right away. That's normal business. But this lady bought resale, and in less than a month, she's on a panic. She's for sale in panic because of her circumstances. She's absolutely forced to sell. The circumstances aren't important in this story right now. She called me asking to review her sale price, to review the listing. She asked me if there's any advice I can give her that she could talk to her realtor about, and advise the realtor of how best to work to get the kind of results she was looking for. I felt so bad for her. I desperately wanted to help her. I wish I could, but our rules are pretty clear. We're not to, as realtors, not to interfere with another realtor's clients. It's clear. So I couldn't help her. And I'm not telling you this story just to tell you our real estate rules. I'm telling you this story because it really brings up a very serious question. Why would somebody work with a realtor? Let me rephrase that. Why would somebody choose to work with a realtor that they have absolutely no confidence in? I don't get that part. It's so important before you commit yourself to working with a realtor that you ask the kind of questions, you gather the information you need so you can have the confidence that you've made the best choice to represent you in the buying or selling of your real estate property. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars here that we're talking about. Use the realtor that you have the most confidence in, because you do have a choice. Choose wisely. I say it all the time. Who you hire matters, and it's true. Who you hire matters. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, we've made it really simple. Below this video, in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way, I'll see the appointment ahead of time, and I'll make sure my schedule's organized so we can talk about whatever's on your mind. Let's get into the numbers. I'm going to be talking about York Region, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham, detached properties only, and then I'm going to talk about condos for all of York Region. So here's Vaughan, detached properties broken down by week for a whole year. January 18th, 16 detached properties were sold in Vaughan. Sales have been going up. We could see since the first week, second week, now the third week, we're at 16 sales. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. 2 of those 3 were at 3.7 million or more. So we got a couple of big numbers in there. Now, no properties, no detached properties sold in Vaughan for under $1 million. And let me just go on to tell you, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, or Markham, no detached properties sold under $1 million. And I'm saying that for those first-time home buyers out there that are looking to buy for under $1 million. it's this week ending, none sold for under $1 million. There normally are not that many detached properties in Vaughan, Richmond Hill, or Markham selling for under $1 million. We see them from time to time, not that many. It's a very competitive price space. So 16 were sold. Average sold price $1,820,000. $1,820,000 is 13% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. The median price of $1,548,000 is 25% lower than where the median price was a year ago. Excuse me. Sales. The 16 sold last year. At this time, we were selling 28. Look, we expect huge difference between average sold price and where the average sold price was a year ago. We expect a huge difference between median price and where the median price was a year ago. And we expect a huge difference between sales and where sales were a year ago. Remember, this time last year, we were in the peak cycle. That's not where we are today. So it's a big difference in sales and listings. We listed 42, similar to what we listed the previous week. Listings are slightly higher than where they were a year ago. So sales are much lower. Listings are the same or higher. Compared to last year, active listings, meaning properties available for sale right at the end of the period, well, we have 2.6 times the amount of listings available for sale than what we had a year ago. 173 active listings. So if I could just go back a second. 16 detached properties were purchased, but at the end of the week, we have 173 properties that somebody could be buying. Months of inventory has come down to 2.5 months of inventory, which kind of falls in line with what I was saying over the holiday period. It's now fallen in line to where months of inventory was before we went into the Christmas, New Year's holiday period. Here's Richmond Hill. 8 detached properties were sold. Half of those, 4 sold at $2 million or more. As I said, none sold for under $1 million. Average sold price shot way up. Well, think about it. Half of the properties sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price sitting at $1,937,000. $1,937,000 is 10% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. Median price of $1,911,000 is 4% lower than where the median price was a year ago. Sales were way off the pace already. We just started the year. We're way off the pace, obviously, from where we were a year ago, but last year at this time, to the moon. This year, whole different world. Listings, we're listing a bit less than what we were listing last year. And active listings, we have 1.5 times more active listings, more properties available for sale this year than what we had last year. We have 114 active listings. Months of inventory has come down to 3.3 months of inventory. Markham, 17 detached properties were sold. 2 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price has gone up to $1,673,000. 1,673 is 16% lower than where the average sold price was this time last year. Median price of $1,463,000 is 23% lower than where the median price was this time last year. 17 were sold. 41% of those sold at list price or more. So it's still somewhat competitive in the Markham area. Listings have been there kind of on par to what we were listing last year at this time, and it's been going up each week, and that's kind of what we do expect from listings as we head into the February, March, April, as we head towards the spring market, which is typically our busiest season. we expect more and more listings as the weeks pass. We have 126 active listings week ending January 18th. That's for Markham. That's almost double, 1.9 times more than what we had a year ago at this time. Months of inventory in Markham dropped down to 1.7. It's fairly competitive, and that's why 41% of the properties sold at list price or more. Here are condos. Now this is for all of York region. 25 condos were sold. One of those was at $1 million or more. Average sold price is up a bit to $705,000. 705 is 3% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. $655,000 is the median price, which is 7%, excuse me, which is 7% lower than where the median price was a year ago. Sales, much lower than what we were selling last year. And listings, we're little, if I average out the 2 weeks, it's pretty similar to what we were listing last year, but 1 week we were higher. This week, current week we're in, we were lower. But active listings is the real story. We have 341 active listings. Let me go back. 25 condos were sold. At the end of the week, 341 are available for sale. And 341 is 5.6 times more than the amount of condos available for sale this time a year ago. That's a big difference in how many condos are available for sale. Months of inventory for condos is sitting at 3.1. Look, we're in a different world this right now than what we were a year ago. And there's no better way to illustrate that than looking at the months of inventory. Right now we're sitting at 2.5 for Vaughan, 3.3 Richmond Hill, Markham 1.7, and York region condos 3.1. A year ago, months of inventory told a whole different story. We were at 0.6, 0.6, 0.7. Condos were 0.3 months of inventory, so they were all below 1 month of inventory. It's a whole different world. Strategies are different. The mentality, it's all different. You look at a price, you're negotiating up or negotiating down. Everything has changed. Who you hire matters, but who you hire should also be adapting and understanding what's happening in this market. And this market could be totally different than where the market's going to be in a month from now. So it's constantly fluid. Somebody has to have their finger on the pulse of what's going on to properly and in the best manner help you with whatever your goals are. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.